Hi, I'm so grateful that you're here. Remember, this genuinely might be the most powerful skill you ever learn for the rest of your life, because most people don't realize how much chronic tension and fascial adhesions can restrict one's naturally designed capabilities of being able to relax fully, breathe deeply, sleep well, focus clearly, even detox efficiently, have proper posture, and move naturally without restrictions. But with this daily guided fascia release sequence, I'm going to help you dissolve these fascial adhesions, reduce tension, move more freely, alleviate pain in these regions by helping you release muscles and trigger points you probably didn't even realize were holding you back. Over the last 9 years of studying bodywork therapies across the globe, combined with being raised by an integrative health doctor and pain therapist, I've created a pretty potent fascia release sequence designed to help you dissolve fascial adhesions caused by the modern lifestyle. And before you get started, I want you to know a few things. There is no rush. The amount of reps and time spent doing a certain technique on a muscle are not set in stone. You have the freedom to pause the tutorial to do more of a certain technique on any muscle at any time. You can follow my schedule of 1 session a day or maybe do 2 a day, but even if you only did 1 per week, you would still notice a massive difference over time. And finally, if you can't do this right now, I really want you to try, so set an alarm and come back and do it when you can. All right, welcome to the ribs guided oil blading session. I am already lathered up in olive oil for this session. I recommend any of these 3 oils. We're gonna get started with one side. Going all the way up into the armpit. The first few times you do this, it is likely that you may bruise. It's likely that it will be tender. Don't miss underneath the pec. We want to get even the ribs up in here. Hitting the serratus, hitting the obliques. All right, moving to the other side. Ooh, you can hear this side is really experiencing more dysfunction than the other side. What's funny, my left side rib cage was always the most distorted, so I've treated it a lot, and I kind of neglected the right side for a while. So now that I'm building these protocols again, I actually use them myself. But I want to remind myself to do both sides. All right, now this is where things can get really powerful. I highly recommend trying this next technique when you lay down in bed at night. Maybe you put on a movie and you play around with this. We're just doing right on top of the rib cage, right under the chest. And we can actually glide over the middle here, just so we don't miss anything. Really focusing on the middle. You can always pause the tutorial and do more, especially if it feels good. All right, switching sides. This middle region is truly an ultimate place for an emotional release and increasing your ability to breathe. So please play around here. Your body, I feel like your body will naturally tell you what it wants more of, and you will feel it. All right, this next technique, we're gonna curl our back just a little bit, suck in, and we're gonna do the rib line. This is also part of the laying down. If you do this while laying down in bed, I remember the first time I did this, I did it for probably an hour while I was so bruised the next day and so tender. And yeah, for a few days, honestly, it hurt to touch. But when it healed, holy cow, it was like a whole new breathing experience. Not even when it healed, just right after. It was addictive. We're doing the rib line here. If this feels good, pause the tutorial, do more of it. Mostly focusing on the center of the rib line. It's crazy I don't bruise here anymore. I used to bruise so bad. Switching to the other side. Yeah, this whole routine, you can set an alarm right now and do it while watching a movie. And so, I think I'm only gonna put these 3 techniques in this routine. Actually, I'm gonna include one more. Yeah, so there's only one. Hey. Breathing fully here, getting that rib line. Okay. Doing the lower ribs here, seeing if there's anything in there. These, make sure you have enough oil. You have to have a ton of oil. You can't do too much oil, genuinely. Switching sides. Okay, next we're gonna do the core. I like to relax my stomach, but then really curl my back and stretch. And I'm just gonna scrape all my abdominals. And something I learned is if a muscle is ticklish, it is likely that it's experiencing dysfunction as well. And I have found I used to be very ticklish in these regions, and I no longer am, which is kind of weird. All right, after we've scraped our entire stomach pretty thoroughly, feel free to pause the tutorial and do more. We're gonna do the pelvic bone area. And so it's kind of like the ribcage area along this bone line, except on the pelvic bone. We're gonna do the pelvic bone area. Scraping all the muscles that line the pelvis. And usually in here, this is a place you can actually use your hand to dig into, and it can feel amazing, especially when you get the right trigger points. That's one of the trigger points in my hip pain protocol. Okay, switching sides, doing the entire pelvic line, being gentle here. Relaxing our stomach. All right, that is it for the ribs, core, and hip line oil blading session. I'll see you in the next one. Hi, I hope your body is experiencing wonderful feelings and that you enjoyed this fascia release routine. Go ahead and do yourself a favor now and schedule your next fascia release routine. And also feel free to go back and repeat the routine you just did. If you have any questions or want to learn more about fascia, I linked my full fascia ebook below and it's completely free. I don't even need your email. You can also post any questions in the community or go through the Understanding Fascia and Common Fascia Questions module. I genuinely can't wait to hear how this goes for you, so please comment and share your experiences on this journey, and have a wonderful day, my friend.